Oh god. I took a sip of my tea, and Jesus, it's strong. Whoa. Today we'll be reading Death and the Thief of Stars. Let us begin. New game. Chapter 1. A Tale of Two Brothers. No silence speaks louder than the dark, all-void heavens above you. They loom. They're empty and pitch black, with nothing but the light of the moon providing any solace against an ocean of nothingness. Whenever you look up, you cannot help but feel as if you are looking at something unfinished, as if the gods on the first dawning of the world placed their hands everywhere but the night sky. They built the first mortal, the first ocean life, first everything, yet saw the night and thought of nothing. Only the void. I will have to censor all of that, by the way. No, don't worry about it. Actually, you guys can be horny on main, don't worry. Only the void made you wish you were not the god of death. If you were, perhaps, a ruler of another domain, you could have made something, like a pencil or a brush, of the endless expanse of darkness. Alas, you're neither the light nor the dark, and all you can do is gaze until other gods give it their attention. Until one day, you see an object shoot through the night heavens. It tears the skies asunder, like a silver wound bleeding through the black. The bright meteor lands on your mountain not too far away, and as it does, a resounding boom echoes throughout the forest. Birds fly away at the sound, with rodents running and crying through blades of grass. You blink. Meteors have never landed on your mountain before.
What was that?
Oh yeah, we have voice acting. I was fucking surprised. The only thing we can do is investigate. You struggle through both darkness and greenery, trudging against the mountain slope. Low branches, vines, and flying insects obstruct your path, as if fate himself doesn't want you to see. Only the scant shine of the moon guides you through the forest. Eventually, the woods give way to a hint of light at the end. The meteor beckons you forward. Approach the meteor. When you finally clear away a path, you see a crater just a few paces in front of you. It exudes a strange spirit, bathing the mountains in silver rays. As you draw closer, you find yourself face to face with an ethereal wolf. A translucent shawl is wrapped thinly around his head, and your eyes travel down to a bare chest as white as daisy. Your breath holds tight. It is from him the silver glow emanates, soft yet beautiful like a bush. Like a bush. Like a brush of moonlight caressing the earth, the glow of a deity. Clutched between hands is a leather pouch, unlike any you have ever seen before, subtle and heavy, with the scant luminescence of a firefly, almost overshadowed by the god's radiance. You wonder for what purpose he brings such a pouch, a bargaining chip for you? Perhaps, to make some mortal live forever, or otherwise for them to die. The deity soon opens his eyes. He sits up, his argent shawl cascading between his shoulders in the act. When your gazes lock, he gasps, the sound of a drop, a ripple of liquid diamonds.
Hi.
Very good design, I completely agree. You understand, by the spellbound shape of the way he looks at you, the way the words are lodged in each of your throats, that he does not know who you are, in spite of the known, inevitable fact of what you represent. It surprises you, whose gods come to you only to bargain eternal life for a mortal they knew in one night. They see death as nothing more than a name to be kept away, a fact to be made untrue. Perhaps, you hope, that this will be the first time a god greets you without any such purpose.
Hello.
He studies your face, and suddenly you are conscious of every flaw of your body. The clawed marks from your mothers, with children still alive, the just-healed scars of freshly dead warriors, and your clothes, which were not given at all that much thought. But he doesn't scrutinize you, not with any judgment or criticism, only looks as if you are a dream strung together by threads of starlight.
What is your name?
You scuff your feet together and bend your knees to meet the rock-fallen deity, his legs splayed and pristine, scraped together on the ground.
My name is Sirapa. What about yours?
I am Libulan, and I am god of the moon.
A wonderful name.
You offer a hand.
Do you need to get up?
Oh, yes, of course.
The moon deity claps your hand. It is soft, a little clammy compared to the warmth of your scales, but Libulan smiles as you harden your grip and help him stand. The god looks around with the curiosity of a newborn lamb. When he finds your gaze, he smiles with a flicker of hope in his silver-colored eyes.
Where am I?
You're on the mountain of death.
Death.
The word feels unnatural, unreal, almost clumsy, as the syllable clicks in his tongue.
May I meet with the master of this mountain?
You cross your arms.
For what purpose?
It is a little cold here. I wonder if it would be too bold to ask for some shelter.
Your belly rumbles with your chuckling.
It is me. I'm the master you're looking for.
Libulan blushes, taking a step back.
Oh, I apologize gravely for my mistake.
Worry not. There was no mistake.
Oh.
Libulan anxiously laughs, a hand on his elbow.
So you are Death himself?
He takes an eager step forward, yet still maintains a distance, as if touch of you alone would bring disaster. This uncloseness, a dance you know far too well.
I know a mortal who spoke of you once. They could not stop crying when they first mentioned your name.
And why is that?
I don't know. I never understood mortals. Their lives are so fleeting and fragile. I cannot know a fragment of their experience.
You smile, offering him your hand. It feels fresh that a god comes to your mountain without the purpose of asking for immortality.
Come then. I shall give you shelter.
Libulan nods before reaching out to take the soft palm of your hand. You walk down the mountain, occasionally keeping track of the moon god following behind you. Even as his feet travel with a set direction, his gaze wanders around the woods, from the twinkling fireflies to the grass that grazes his feet. As you note the silver glimmer of his fur, you cannot help but think of the forest. The forest too is looking back at him. For a moment, you feel jealous. The moon god, heart of damsel songs and lovers' vows, being noticed over you, death, bound to tragedy and horror conjoined with fear.
This is your forest?
It is.
It's warm.
You stop in your steps for a bit.
Thank you.
The two of you walk down together until you arrive at a stilt house, built out of bamboo and nipa, tied together with some rattan. It may not be much to the high stone palaces of the greater gods, but to you it is home, a place of 500 years' worth of rest. In all the times that a god has entered your hut, they always only lasted a few brief moments, never staying, never knowing you. You look at Libulan, like the fireflies. You feel it for a moment, a blinking hope stirring in the base of your belly, telling you that finally you can be known. You enter the stilt house with the moon god. He looks around and breathes in the wooden scent of the room, glowing like a dream realized.
Do you live alone?
Yes. Sorry for the mess. I don't receive guests often.
Libulan smiles.
No, don't apologize. I can say with certainty it's much better than the moon itself.
A chuckle bellows out of you.
The moon cannot be any worse than what I have.
Perhaps not, but it is less lonely.
You are made uncomfortable when the god says the word, and are reminded of the alienation attached to ferrying mortal souls to the afterlife. You shake your head immediately afterward. There is an eternity for you to dwell on those thoughts. For now, a guest awaits you.
Take a seat and make yourself comfortable. I'll prepare something.
Oh, you don't have to.
You chuckle.
I don't mind. It is only respectful for a host to provide.
You walk to a pile of logs in the corner of the room and lift a few onto your shoulder. The weight is easy and familiar against your thick-boiled arms as you do so. With quick and memorized movement, you place them over the stone countertop. From there, you take a cauldron pot and fill it with water, then place the stripped cassava over it. You set the cauldron on top of the fire and watch the fire flicker over the iron.
The cassava will take a while before it cooks, and then we can eat once it's ready.
Thank you. I didn't expect such kindness. I am in your debt, really.
Don't worry about it. Is there anything else you need? Any way I can help you?
Libelon shakes his head.
No, you have done more than enough for me. Please, do not burden yourself. I do not want to see my host distressed.
You sigh in relief and sit down on a mat on the floor with Libelon.
Alright, I have a few questions for you.
The moon god's ears rise.
I am listening.
Okay. Explore. What brings you to the mountain? Explore. You are the moon god. What is it like being the moon? Libelon shifts. He wraps his arms around his body before he can look at you once more. An awkward moment passes.
Forgive me. I didn't mean to intrude.
It's alright. You're not intruding anywhere.
I need a place to stay. If only for a few days. That is until the heavens are closest to the earth.
And why is that?
Because
The deity closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. There is worry in his eyes as he chews through his words.
Another god is hunting me.
You raise a brow. While gods fight each other here and there, they do not chase each other like mortals do animals. A god hunting another god is no small thing to happen.
Care to elaborate?
Well, are you familiar with the stars?
You give out a hearty chuckle.
The trails that follow the sun every day. Of course I am. All those born in the underworlds can't miss them. Why?
I stole them in my pouch.
Your brows knit together. The stars are things far away in the heavens. How can they be stolen? What? How? Libelon tilts his head, confused by her own confusion.
I simply can, like how a mortal plucks fruit from a tree. The sun was asleep below the horizon. I snuck into his kingdom and took the stars before anyone could notice.
And why do you do that?
The deity's voice sharpened, knife point.
When you spend 500 centuries looking at nothing but the void, you begin to wish for something more.
This Twink is a naughty boy. Do you know how wrong that is? The higher gods will punish you for such audacity. I agree, there's nothing to look at in the sky but darkness. Some stars should bring it back to life. Did you at least talk with one you stole these stars from? I agree, there's nothing to look at in the sky but darkness. Some stars should bring it back to life. Libelon gives a wistful smile.
I'm glad you are at least on my side.
Alright. We came back to here. Let's explore the second option. You are the moon god. What is it like being the moon? Libelon lets out a chuckle, a giggle, even.
You are not the first to make that misconception. But no, I'm not the moon itself. I guide the celestial body. Though it is my domain, we are not one and the same. Nonetheless, I will answer your question. It is A lonely and tedious experience, for sure. The only task is to lift the moon every night. And after, there's nothing else for me to do. Only bear witness to the endless expanse of the void. It's not a pleasant experience.
What about the Earth? Surely the view of it from heaven is not a bad thing.
The view gets old. A world shrouded in shadow is hardly worth anything to look at.
A fair point.
Who is chasing you? Libelon clutches the pouch of stars behind him, as if the mere question alone would bring the hunter here.
My brother, the god of the sun, Liadlau.
The mention of the name alone almost makes you choke on your spit. Behind you, the fire crackles, as if in retribution.
The sun god.
Yes.
Liadlau, one of the higher gods, roaring, strong-armed and quick. His name is chanted loud on mortal songs. He who burns the whole oceans and singes lands afire. No one disturbs him, not when the sun still rises every day. You groan, putting a hand over your face. This may be more trouble than you once thought it would be.
I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you.
The moon deity begins to stand.
I'll take my leave, if you don't want me here.
Wait, I have not denied you yet, have I?
Libelon stops, his eyes wide at you.
Really? Does this mean you will help me?
No, not yet. I will not give any promises. But I will concede this instead. I shall converse with Liatla tomorrow, and from there I'll decide if all this is worth staying with.
Really?
Yes.
The god's shoulders ease, his silver glow returning.
Okay, I'll take what I can. Thank you.
What are you going to do with the stolen stars? The deity ponders over it for a moment. When he arrives at an answer, his eyes shine with a sudden hope.
I'm going to scatter them in the night sky, and as they stay there, they shall then become beautiful to behold. When that happens, mortals and gods alike will finally be able to look at me.
Look at you? Whatever does that mean?
Libelon smiles at you.
Is beauty not a goal sought for its own sake?
There's no arguing with that.
You take a mental note of the cauldron pot behind you. Has been cooking for a while. As you rise, you take a large banana leaf and place it on a wooden table, then blow down the fire and open the pot. You throw away the water, set the cooked cassava onto the leaf, then wrap and hand it over to Libelon.
Thank you.
The two of you eat silently together. You notice the frown on his face as he eats, and you can almost see the thoughts stirring in him as he chews through the vegetable. For a moment, you think that he did not like what you have made for him until he finishes. It is he who first breaks the silence.
What is it like, being the god of death?
It is an uneventful thing. I collect souls and move them to the afterlife. Nothing else to it, I'm afraid.
And what is there in the afterlife?
To each soul, a different place. Too many to describe and go through one by one. Otherwise, we'd be here all day.
List a few for me?
You chuckle.
Sure. Some I take to boats to deliver to the mother goddess herself. She decides where they will pass. Some to the skies, where the Father of the heavens delivers them to another place. So on and so forth.
So, they are taken to the elder gods.
They are.
And what do they do to the mortals?
Each god their own place. For example, the mother goddess washes them clean and brings them to the underworld, where they meet their dead family.
Like the sun and the moon, each descending below the horizon.
Yes, that they do.
Libulon twines his claws together in the silence that follows the two of you.
A day will come when all the mortals will die out, and the lands will be empty, like the night sky. Do you think such a world would still be beautiful?
You give it a thought for a moment, and imagine the tribes, the mountains, the lowlands, all empty of mortal life. Indifference, emptiness, loud, heavy nothing sits at the base of your belly, the same emotions that plague you whenever you look at the night sky.
No, I don't think so.
But if mortals make the world beautiful, why is it then that you take them?
You think back to the first dawn, and the world had been nothing, was born and then died again, and it was all an ephemeral cycle of being alive.
Because
Your lip begins to quiver, let out a shaky breath. You have taken boulder-crushed infants, boys who have lost their will to live, and women starved and struck by their husbands. In truth, you don't know the answer to that question, not yet in the few centuries you have been a deity.
I don't know. Perhaps it is the same reason the night sky was left to be in darkness. The greater gods simply forgot.
Libulon's ears flop to the side, his downcast gaze on the ground shimmering like a pool of reflected moonlight.
All I knew was the darkness.
You search your mind, grasping at anything in its emptiness for a reason to comfort Libulon. It feels ridiculous that words lose you now, as if centuries of speaking to those just dead were forgotten in an instant.
At least, the light becomes all the sweeter for it, does it not?
No.
His reply was immediate.
How sad it is to live a life shrouded in shadow, just so you can be seen by the first drop of light.
You scowl, offended at Libulon's statement. It is not just him who is born in darkness.
What's wrong is there to dwell in the shadows? You think such creatures are worthy of whole sympathy?
Libulon's eyes widen.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did not mean to offend you. It's just...
His reply is cut short. Libulon presses the pouch of stars against his sternum. And this time, he whispers, soft as the grateful descent of nightfall.
I want to be beautiful. Yet, to be beautiful, you need to first be observed. What is light but a tool for beauty?
You look at Libulon, and your anger melts away. You know that need, however different it is in your own tongue, the suffering of it, its lack is made known to you every day. You smile gently at Libulon.
It is for this reason that we gods shine. So even at birth, we are still seen. I see you now. Does that count?
He gives it a thought.
How funny it is that we see each other only in sin and wrongdoing.
You laugh.
The last of wrongdoings, I hope.
Libulon tilts his head, the movement a tickle of hope unseen before. Then it fades. You remember the dawn because of it. A change, a transition to twilight of dancing colors before it retreats to the dark.
The sun god shines much more than every other god combined. How do you think he lives?
You think about it for a moment until you arrive at the conclusion that you can't. Just can't dream of a life lived in nothing but brilliance.
I don't know. Good for the sun god, I suppose.
Libulon's shoulders droop. Unfair. But for his sake, you don't say it out loud. You have nothing to argue with him. As you look at the open window of your hut, the call of roosters signals that the dawn is close by. Fear digs into your bones, and the mere imagination of what the sun god would do tomorrow. You have never seen him, only heard what he is capable of through the cooked souls and the cries of his victims. There is no reconciling with a fear this massive, but you are not going to spend the rest of the evening being tortured by your own mind.
I'll go sleep now. You may rest on the mat if you wish.
You casually point to the mat beneath the deity's legs, comfortable in its simplicity. You may not have much, but what you have, you hope, is enough. Libulan runs a hand across the fabric and returns you a gratified smile.
All right.
You go to a corner of the house and pick up a mat of your own. In the few centuries you have been alive, you never had a deity sleep in like this. Mortals, sure, but never gods. Though there's a clear gap the two of you have to cross before you can get any closer, Libulan's presence alone made the hut a touch warmer, a touch alive. But when you return, the god is not lying down on his mat. Instead, he sits beside the windowsill, staring at the empty night sky.
Are you not going to sleep?
His head turns your way.
I am not mortal. I sleep whenever I want.
I know that. But why are you looking at the sky?
Well,
His voice fades into a hum, and he raises a silver finger and paints the night sky with it. You begin to wonder how poets will describe the scene, a silver god coloring an all-black void into something worth seeing. Will they say he was beautiful and how his finger danced and danced and danced until the night sky was full of stars? Or will they say nothing at all and forget the night sky was ever black to begin with?
I am thinking of how I will paint the night sky.
A breeze makes his shawl flow in the dark. In that moment, he looks like a god uttered on the tongues of gender-crossed shamans. You think about such a future and begin to believe no other candidate possible, no other as effeminate and poetic all at once. You put down the mat on the floor beside Libulan and lay down on it.
Good night.
Like a cascade of starlight,
Good night.
sunlight washes into your eyelids, and your consciousness springs from the depths of dreaming. As you rub your eyes open, the first sight you see is Libulan right beside you, an arm below his sleeping head. Against the daylight, his silver glow is almost gone along with the light of the pouch beside him. Still, waking up with him in front of you gives a rise to a feeling unnameable. Perhaps things don't have to be so empty anymore. You rise from the mat carefully so as to not wake him up. Oh, yeah. We need a CG here. You open the door of your house and you feel the light of the rising eastern sun. Its gilded warmth seeps into your scales as you take a deep breath of fresh mountain air. The forest is alive with bird song and the buzz of insects. You feel grateful that the worst of your fears has not yet been fulfilled. Otherwise, all you would be seeing would be the charred remains of your mountain. Either that, or the sun god has not yet arrived. Still, you have to be careful. You can only hope that the sun god is amiable despite his tendency to burn the whole worlds down with one tongue slip alone. You step forward. Perhaps the hunter is somewhere here. The more you walk through the forest, the more you feel how quiet the mountain becomes. Bird songs fade to mere chirps, and they too fade until they are nothing at all. The breath of the wind becomes scourged and still, so much so you can almost hear its dry voice. The sun god is near. Not long after, you hear a few steps, then a rustle in the distance, a stand out from the usual animals that lay in your mountain. You approach the sound and hide as best as you can behind a tree, taking a peek at your second visitor. A pit settles into your stomach. You see a tiger of corded muscle strolling across the grass, a mountain of a man whose steps make it seem like the earth has gone a thumping heart. A sword hangs on his hip, so sharp it could tear the heavens into two, as befits a weapon forged from the first of fires. He takes a step, a minuscule step, and his muscles subtly curve in the movement, so strong and hot you begin to note how dry your lips are. Liadlau. With a turn of his head, his fur ripples with the wind like a dance of wheat fields on a bright summer day.
Why are you there behind the tree?
He waves smilingly. Smilingly? Okay. And in that moment, he appears less like the burning deity who wreaths everything in a sheet of flame, and more like a simple god you can talk to. Your heart skips for a moment, but you reveal yourself from your hiding place and wave back.
Oi! Greetings! I take it you are the god of death, Siddhapa?
You wince when the sun god mentions your name, an infinitesimal movement you did not expect to be known so easily.
You are correct. What brings the great sun himself here?
Liadlau's laughter is liquid gold.
For someone like you, that is a compliment too great to take. I have heard all about you, Siddhapa. Yet, this is the first time I have met you.
Your insides flutter at the compliment. It was a god spoken of most highly, who knows your name and the things you do. Still, you've got questions to ask Liadlau and clear your throat.
What brings you to a mountain?
The sun god approaches you with a sense of familiarity in his gait, walking like a man forever young, forever in love with his own emotions. And like the celestial body itself, there is a heat to his gaze, the refined shape of his jaw, the undersense of sweat and ash, and the raw, sensual depth of his voice. Before you realize it, he's next to you, an arm around your shoulder. He brings his head close to yours, enough for his whiskers to brush against your cheeks. Which cheeks? His voice tickles the inside of your neck.
I am looking for my brother, and I'm hoping you have seen him somewhere here.
Your brother.
Yeah, silver-bodied, belonging to the night. You cannot miss him. See, he has taken something that was not his to take, and I need to make sure it is returned. You understand it, right? The pain of having something stolen from you?
You nod in silent acquiescence and feign surprise with widened eyes. Given how you have had no practice with lies before, you cannot rid yourself of the feeling at the back of your mind that you are not the most convincing of gods. The dealings of death are honest and brief, nowhere near to what the present demands. You can tell by the slight furrow of his brows and the twitch of his maw that he has caught on to what you're doing. You can only hope he has no point. You can only hope he does not point it out. Regardless, you still have to hear what he has to say.
What did he take?
Look up at the sky. You'll see.
You look to where you know you should, the sun. The sky is still blue, clouded, with a crowd of birds flying across the horizon, though the more you look, the more a niggling feeling rubs at the back of your mind. Then you realize it. It is as Libulon has said. He has stolen the stars. The golden sun shines lonely in the sky, sea of blue. The mere sight of it unsettles the depths of your bones. To see something that has always been surrounded by endless spokes, so devoid of its brilliance, is akin to a mortal without their limbs, eerily incomplete.
This is the first time I've seen the sun so starless.
Liadlau frowns at the sky.
Exactly. And do you know what's worse?
What?
The loss of the stars have thrown the celestial world into disarray. It has become much harder for me to light the heavens forth. You know as well as I how important the stars are in divining tomorrow. Without them, mortal astronomers will lose their sight. Many will die when they could have been saved, and far more will be in tragedy being in places they shouldn't be.
He huffs, desperate.
As death, You know not too long ago about the death of my husband, Lang.
Gay.
I do. I could feel his rage when I met his spirits.
You do not know the story of it. I divined from the stars a few days ago. He would die by spear the next day.
Y'all are too horny for the sun.
But when the stars were suddenly stolen, there was nothing I could do but try to find out who it was. You should have seen the horror on my face when I realized too late it was my own.
The sun god crosses his arms together. A hint of grief made rage you recognize.
If only the stars were there. I could have known it was me who would soon kill him. I could have stopped his end as I did all others before. This is the consequences of my brother's foolishness. And once I get my hands on him, I will make sure he knows of it. So much is at stake for both of our worlds here. I ask you, no, beg of you, Death, to help me catch the thief of the stars.
But why would your brother steal the stars? I have no reason to help you. Let the heavens be in disarray. It does not affect me. I owe you nothing. Or I will think about it. But why would your brother steal the stars?
Hold on a moment. I agree that the theft of stars and sowing chaos in the heavens are both immoral things to do. But why would your brother steal to begin with? You two are family, are you not? My family stuck it out with each other.
Lid Lao sighs and rolls his eyes. A mere repetition of the same questions, they seem to speak.
What family do you have here? You do not know my brother like I do.
Your stomach grinds itself at the fear of having irritated him, and though you do not back off. Lid Lao's foot rubs against a stone. He kicks it, stares at it. Next, the stone is surrounded by flame and falls down seared.
He's unruly, rebellious, alone. Someone who does not know how to get along with other people. I do not claim to understand him, especially since he is not easy to talk to. After all, how can you understand someone if they do not tell you anything? His words cut through sinew, and his head is filled with futile dreams. But that is besides the point. I often tried to talk him out of it. Yet our conversations always end in arguments and either one of us storming out. Of course, I do not expect you to be swayed by my words immediately and think bad of him. All I can tell you is this. It is not unnatural for him to take the stars from me.
You think back to your conversation with Libulan last night, and the thought you can agree to the idea. Though you can agree to the idea, he may be absent-minded. He's not so harsh-tongued and fractious as to be unlikable. Okay. Perhaps the stars are meant to be free. There's still a path of compromise between Liad Lao and Libulan. I agree the stakes are too high for the silver god to be left alone just like that. Communism. Alright. Are you going with communism? I don't know if he's gonna kill us, but that's what I'm expecting. Perhaps the stars are meant to be free. You recall Libulan's dream of being seen in the night sky, of being beautiful in a heaven that can only be otherwise.
And what is beauty but things allowed to be themselves?
I agree with you, fellow deity, but the stars have always been free. Besides, this choice was made by Libulan, not by the stars themselves. And in this sense, they are made bound by Libulan's will, don't you think so?
You scratch your chin and consider Liad Lao's refutation. Whether or not the stars are meant for anything, or if they have a will of their own, are beliefs that can only be proven in time. Defeat us with facts and logic. The sun god is Ben Shapiro. I have no reason to help you. Let the heavens be in disarray. It does not affect me. I owe nothing. For the first time, Liad Lao frowns, crossing his arms together. A chill of fear drives down your spine.
That is a selfish train of thought, Fred. Have empathy for your fellow deity. None of us live to be alone. Besides, don't you have a sense of that? Come on, I shine and grace your mountain every day. Reciprocate with me.
Guilt and shame sink into your belly after Liadlao says those words. Though you do not show it, you feel inhuman for having said those things. Alright, I guess I will have to think about it. Liadlao puts a hand on his hip. Soon he leans your weight onto you, a smile on his face. Liadlao pauses before he speaks again.
So, Siddhartha,
He pronounces your name, each syllable a curl of the tongue.
help me find my brother. It is your mountain, your domain that he has landed on. If there's anyone who can find him, I know it to be you. If you ever return the stars to me, I will be in your debt.
Alright, I will find him. Or, I will not keep any promises. The logical thing would be to not fucking get burned and return the stars. But we're trying to get with the Twink. Yeah. I'm going to communism the stars for now. I will not keep any promises. As Liadlao releases his grip on you, a fang sharp as a blade pokes out in his lips.
Don't test me, Siddhartha. My pleasantries are not permission for you to treat me like this. Either treat me as an equal, or I will burn down your mountain to find that petty thief. And you will not stop me.
He pats your shoulder.
All right.
Liadlao stretches his arms, then turns to face you, grin bright and summer hot as his fur sways in the wind. I have somewhere else to go. Many more people need me out there. But I will be back for you tomorrow and the day after, when the heavens are closest to the earth. You nod.
I'll try to see what I can do.
Don't worry too much, Siddhartha. Order will be brought back again to our worlds. That I know of. Just rest easy and do what I say. Trust me that everything will be fine, yes?
Of course.
You watch as the god walks away to the distance, until eventually he blends with the trees and the rocks, and you can no longer see where he is. When the heavens are closest to the earth, you think back to what Liadlao meant by that, and then you realize in 2 days' time the heavens will be close enough to the earth for 1 day and 1 night that mortals can climb on the highest mountains and touch the sky. You realize then that it is the only time the stars can be returned or be put to the night. When you return to your hut, you close the door behind you. Libulan rises from his nap and looks at you with a tilt of his head.
How did it go?
I'm so green. You sigh away the anxiety you have amassed since last night.
It went horribly. Your brother may be mad at me now.
Libulan's ears perk at that, eyes wide.
Really? Why is that? He's not the sort of person to get easily mad.
You stole the stars. You
He
sigh.
kept on trying to convince me to follow you and give him the stars. I didn't like how he tried to insist on it, so I told him I owed him nothing. It felt manipulative, what he was trying to do.
Did he say anything about me?
He did. He said that your theft of the stars caused misery of the heavens.
Libulan's ears flatten against his head. A guilty expression passes over his face as he holds his own arm. You scowl, folding your arms together.
Do you know what you are doing? Put so many mortals at risk.
I do.
And what do you feel for it?
Guilty, of course. But I would rather doom 1,000 mortals and spend eternity alone again. There is no convincing me to leave the stars.
So you lied to me.
What did you expect me to do? tell you the truth?
Bitch. Yeah.
Consider my position. Lost, desperate, and on the run for any semblance of shelter. If I were to tell you immediately that the theft of stars would cause the sky to be the way it is now, you would not have offered me the opportunity to stay in your mountain. Telling you that I was a thief was already risking myself to be turned away.
You take a deep sigh and try to concentrate on your thoughts. If you choose to support Libulan, mortal kind will forever be blind to the fates of tomorrow. If you instead give him away to Liadlao, the night sky will remain forever blank, a blank nightmare.
So, what is it that you are going to do now? Will you give me to my brother?
We can only choose Chapter 2a, The Righteous. A starry night is not worth the celestial disarray and the collapse of mortal kind's fate. You let out a deep, frustrated sigh, putting a palm on your head and the selfish obliviousness of what Libulan is doing. There is hardly any justification for theft to be done, and much less so for any act that will cause the collapse of both the heavens and the natural world. Worse, there is no grand moral purpose to his actions, only a vague need for beauty.
I'm sorry, Libulan, but too much is at stake here. Give me the pouch of stars, please.
You firmly hold out your hand towards the deity and gesture for the pouch. He scowls.
No.
That was not a request. You reach out to Libulan. The moon deity does not hesitate. Before you can take a step forward, he quickly unties the knot of the pouch and thrusts his hand inside. He takes a few stars in his palm and throws them at you. A blinding light flashes your eyes. You shut and rub your eyes. Something Libulan quickly shoves past your side and slams the door behind you. When you try to see again, your vision is clouded by burning spots of the light that remains. You blink away until the lights are gone. Then you move to tear the door open and dash outside to look for Libulan. You chase the moon god to the forest. Your size works against you as Libulan slips past low-hanging branches and exposed roots. You have to swipe them away just to clear a path. Eventually, you blink. The deity vanishes as if consumed by the darkness of the woods. You try to give further chase, but he is nowhere to be seen. Whatever tracks he left on the ground with his running seems to have disappeared along with him. Even as you scrutinize the woods for any signs of where he could be, it only seems as if the mountains and its forest have consumed him whole.
Libulan, show yourself, you dishonorable thief.
Though your yelling is loud, not really. No sound reflects back at you, only the cold silence of a duty undone. You return to your home frustrated and lie down on your mat. Hopefully, not that many mortals will be subject to horrible, unseen fates while the stars are still gone. The next day arrives. This time you see Liadlao just at the front of your door. He leans against a tree trunk, arms large and crossed together like the thick boles of a tree. Upon seeing you, he smiles, unafraid, and saunters over.
Ah, there he is, the god of death. I have hoped for good news ever since our last conversation.
Did someone sneeze in the background?
I did. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was in the recording.
Ah, there he is, the god of death. I have hoped for good news ever since our last conversation.
You draw out a sigh.
I have news to share.
Is it about my brother?
I'm afraid so.
Liadlao's smile falters. He puts his hands against his hips and gives you a long, frown, waiting for the news.
2 nights ago, I heard Libulan away. That same night, he told me someone was hunting him. After you came, I decided to hear him first on what he had to say. Only when you told me did I decide to give the stars back to you.
It was not until then that he used the stars against me and ran away. A frightening thought passes by you that Liad Lao would burn your mountain down. Instead, he swings an arm around yours and pulls you to his grasp, looking at you with already forgiven eyes.
Come, let us talk for a bit.
Confused, you take the Sun Tiger's hand and walk with him through the forest. The plants bend to make your way. Where Liad Lao steps, his bare feet leave burn marks on the ground.
Whenever I see my mortal lovers fell down, I always walk with them through the woods alone.
He leans on you, his hand thumbing over your wrist.
It always makes them feel better after. Besides, my brother is a slippery little thing. I gotta expect you to catch him so easily. What friends would I have if I burn everyone who makes a mistake? Speak, Death. If you are afraid of me, don't be. I have heard of every question in the world, and no one of mine died asking any of them.
Who exactly is Libulan?
My brother, the moon, as you already know. But I'm sure that is not the spirit of the question you're asking. As I have told you, I do not know my own brother. I could tell you 1,000 things he has done wrong. But if you were to ask me what he likes, what he dreams of, nothing comes to mind. Only by blood are we bound to each other. In everything else, we are worlds apart. He is shadow, I am light. He is alone, I am accompanied.
Liu Lao reaches out for a flying bee. It rests on the tip of his finger, and he watches as he lets it fly away slightly warmed.
As much as I feel for the pain and lives of others, it is only with Libulan I am unable to do so. Even now, I still cannot see the sense in this explanation of why he wants the stars. I have been patient in my pursuit of understanding, but I have had enough and will not allow it anymore.
How does stealing the stars ruin the heavens?
Simple. Look at the forest, Sidapa. Do you notice the plants, the insects, the birds and the beasts?
The birds and the bees? Yeah.
Take away the plants and the insects have nothing to feed on. They die. And so do the birds and the beasts. Take the birds and the insect overpopulate. They consume all the plants and the beasts will have no home. The heavens work by the same principle. Without the stars, nothing shall keep the heavens in line. And as the sun god, the stars are my responsibility. If Libulan puts the stars to the night, no one knows what will happen next. But I can assure you, it will be nothing good.
You try to imagine what the stars at night would look like, but since you only know how they are in daylight, it's difficult for you to picture. How could the stars affect the night when it is only blackness and void? How do we catch him? Liad Lao smiles as he puts a hand against his hip and faces you.
I was hoping for you to ask that. Having watched the earth from the heavens, I know there are only two places you can run away to. Either your mountain or the Isle of Darkest Night.
Isle of Darkest Night?
The only place in the world where the light of the sun and I cannot reach, as according to its name. A mere 2 days of walking for mortals, but you are a god. You have done me wrong by letting my brother go, Sidapa. And now I cannot go to him even if I try. But you can. Go to the Isle of Darkest Night and take back the stars for me. We will return them together to the day sky. Then, and only then, will the heavens be safe again.
You give out an annoyed huff and cross your arms together. And there's truth to what Liad Lao said. A sense of debt and duty lie heavy against your shoulders.
Alright. I'll find him.
Liu Lao nods.
I know you will.
Stay Yeeny.